Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
Today we are looking at part 2 of this article, when a group chat turns against you. So that could be a terrible thing when your group turns against you. Sam, have you ever had any group chat experiences that went bad like this?
I actually do have one. Again, not something super horrible, but still enough to kind of make me feel a little uncomfortable. So I had a group chat with my friends from America that I've been friends with for a very, very, very long time. And one time I said something into the group and I was saying it kind of in a joking manner and kind of like a little sarcastic, a little jokey, and their kind of responses back to it sounded really kind of just angry, and not necessarily angry, but they didn't say very much and they just answered it really quickly and kind of just felt weird.
So they didn't understand your joke, I guess.
Yeah, so then I went back and looked at it and I was like, oh, why are they responding to me so like rudely? Because that seems so odd. And then I went back and read my message and I was like, I wonder if they maybe misunderstood me. So I kind of stepped away because when they responded rudely to me, I kind of had a first reaction of I want to respond kind of rudely back, and I got kind of frustrated. So I put my phone down and I walked away for a minute and then went back, reread the conversation. And I was like, oh, I think they didn't catch what my joke was and they didn't catch what I was trying to say. So then I very clearly sat down and explained it and said, just so you guys know, I really didn't mean that. I was just joking and trying to say this or that. And then all of a sudden, everybody responded and they were much nicer and they were kind of like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. We were a little confused what you were trying to say, da, 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 da. But yeah, for a moment, it felt really weird to kind of have like my whole friend group that I've known forever respond to me kind of in that way. I was like, oh, what's happening? Am I all of a sudden not in the group anymore? So definitely can kind of understand this feeling of all of a sudden the whole group turns on you kind of feeling.
Okay, well, it sounds like you handled it pretty well. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can handle this yourself when we get into today's article.
Once you've gotten a hold of yourself, you can start analyzing the situation. Was it something careless you said? Or did someone take your comments the wrong way? If you're at fault, then apologize right away. If you're not responsible, then don't take the blame. Some people may not accept that and still blame you though.
Okay, so today we have part 2 of when a group chat turns against you. So in day 1, we really kind of looked at the kind of beginnings of the feeling of people turning against you, where maybe you said something and they all ignored you, maybe they blamed you for something that wasn't quite right in the group. And anyway, in the day 1, we kind of saw the feelings of like, uh-oh, I'm not really fitting in, or how do I handle this emotion? Do I fight back? Do I take a step back? Do I calm down? All of those things. So now let's see what we got for day 2.
All right. Once you've gotten a hold of yourself, you can start analyzing the situation. Okay, so once you've stepped back, taken some deep breaths, and you're not so emotional, you can actually look at what's really going on.
Yes, and you kind of analyze the whole situation. So look at the whole conversation, double check, what did you say, what did they say, how did it all work together? Because the next part says, was it something careless you said, or did someone take your comments the wrong way? So you got to double check, did somebody misread it, or did you carelessly say something? So this adjective careless is if you do something kind of without care, as in you weren't being careful. You were doing something that maybe you accidentally said something that came out that you didn't realize it could have been taken a negative way. So you accidentally said something or didn't really think about it before you said it. That would be something careless.
Okay, let's go to Tina.
Hello, I'm Tina. 今天我们继续来聊聊被炎上的对策。一旦你冷静下来，就可以开始把情况分析一下，是不是你不经意说了什么话，还是有人误解了你的意思？我们来看单字 careless, careless 形容词，粗心的，不谨慎的。Tom was careless and lost his keys. Tom 很粗心，他把钥匙弄丢了。文法的部分刚刚提到了 get a hold of oneself， 某人自己控制情绪，冷静下来，这个语气会比 calm down 更强烈。Hold 在这里是名词，控制。举例来说 ，When you feel angry, take a deep breath and try to get a hold of yourself. 当你觉得生气时，深呼吸一下，试着让自己冷静下来。Breath 指的是呼吸，那么 take a deep breath 就表示深呼吸。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, thank you, Tina. Now let's get back to our article. If you're at fault, then apologize right away. So that's if you're at fault for maybe saying something careless or doing something wrong in the group chat, then yeah, you should apologize right away. So to apologize is, well, to say sorry or just to admit you have done something wrong and express that you regret doing that. And the most common way to do that is to say sorry to someone.
Yes, and then as we continue on, it says, if you're not responsible, then don't take the blame. So yes, if it was your fault, apologize, try to make it right. But if it wasn't something you were responsible for, don't let the group kind of turn on you and blame you when it maybe was somebody else who said the thing that was wrong. So we have this word responsible, this adjective, and this just means like if you are responsible for what you said or for the situation, it means that you are in control of it, or you are the one who was managing it, or the one that is the person who did that or made it happen. So if you're responsible for your comments in the group, that means that you say, yes, I did make those comments. I was the one who did that. It all came from me. And so that means being responsible for your actions, or in control or in charge of what you are doing and saying.
Back to our article. Some people may not accept that and still blame you, though. Okay, so that's not very nice. If they can't accept that they've done something wrong and you're still getting blamed, well, you might have to do something else about that. All right, let's go to Tina.
如果错在于你，那就立刻道歉。如果不是你的责任，那就不用承担责任。不过，有些人可能不会接受，仍然会责怪你。我们来看课文当中的单字 apologize， 动词道歉。Susan apologized to James for what she said. Susan 为他说的话向 James 道歉。Responsible 形容词，负起责任的。You are responsible for your own mistakes. 你要为自己的错误负责。文法的部分刚刚提到了 at fault， 有错的，应负责任的，多与 be 动词连用哦。fault 是错误的意思，比如说 If you are at fault, you should say sorry. 如果是你有错，你就应该说对不起。Take the blame， 承担责任。Blame 在这里是名词用法，比如说 Don't let your friend take the blame for your mistake. 别让你的朋友替你承担你的错误。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, so we kind of looked at this a little bit about, all right, we already know that they're kind of upset with you and what you maybe can do to fix it. Maybe you apologize and you take responsibility for what you said. But we don't know if that's always going to work. And so we need to look at the second part of the article and see if there's any more information on how to fix this situation.
That's okay. Don't let them pressure you to change. Also, don't give up your control. You can always turn off the chat or just leave the group. It takes courage, but you got it.
All right, we are back. So before the break, we said that some people might not accept the blame for doing something that you think they were responsible for, and they still might try to blame you. That's okay. don't let them pressure you to change. So if someone pressures you to do something, they are making you feel like it's something you should do, either by maybe telling you you should do that, or just by doing things that make you feel that that is something that you need to do. So when you pressure someone, you just make someone feel that they need to do something, and usually it makes someone feel stressed as well to be pressured, and it's not a good feeling to be pressured to do things.
Yes, and this word also shows up a lot in a very common phrase where we say peer pressure. And this type of peer means people your own age. So peer pressure happens a lot when you're younger because they might try to get you to do something and say, come on, you're only cool if you do this, or we won't like you if you don't do this. But that doesn't mean you should do it no matter what, because you still need to do the things that are right and that are true to yourself and not just give in to what other people are saying. So we also continue on with our article. It says also, don't give up your control. You can always turn off the chat or just leave the group. So this is a good reminder when you're kind of feeling like everybody's talking and there's so much going on and you're starting to get more and more stressed. You could just walk away from your phone and just be like, I don't want to deal with it. Not something that you can do, in person usually. I mean, I guess you technically could. You could just be like, you know what, I'm done with this conversation and walk away. But it's definitely much easier to do on your phone. You can just put it down and walk away.
Yeah, so I think leaving the group chat is a good solution if you really can't resolve the problems that are in that group. Back to the article. It takes courage, but you got it.
Yes, and so it is talking about giving you some kind of encouragement to say you can do this. Yes, it takes courage. And what is courage? Well, courage just means being brave or facing things that are scary or challenging or anything like that, and you are still going to handle it and face it and go through it. You have the courage to do that. It doesn't necessarily mean you aren't scared. You might still be scared, but you are still willing to try and push yourself to do that thing. So that is having courage. So might take a little bit of courage to leave your friend or your group chat, but might still be the best option.
That's right. Okay, let's go to Tina.
有些人可能不会接受道歉，仍然责怪你，那也没关系。不要让他们逼你改变，也不要放弃自己的主控权。你随时可以关掉聊天室通知，或直接退出群组。这需要勇气，但你做得到。我们来看看刚刚课文里提到的单字 pressure 动词施加压力。Parents sometimes pressure their children to study more. 父母有时会对孩子施加压力，要他们多读书。Courage 名词勇气。David needed courage to speak in front of the class. David 需要勇气在全班同学面前说话。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, thank you, Tina. So today we've talked a lot about the things that might happen when your group chat turns against you and some ways that you can handle it. So it might be best for you to first calm down, analyze the situation, decide if you were wrong or someone else was, and if that doesn't solve your problems, you can just leave or turn off the chat.
Yes, and so we've kind of got a bunch of new things that you might not have thought about of ways to handle these situations. So if you need some more, then go ahead and review the article again and think about all of this the next time you are talking in your group chat, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Once you've gotten a hold of yourself, you can start analyzing the situation. Was it something careless you said? Or did someone take your comments the wrong way? If you're at fault, then apologize right away. If you're not responsible, then don't take the blame. Some people may not accept that and still blame you, though. That's okay. Don't let them pressure you to change. Also, don't give up your control. You can always turn off the chat or just leave the group. It takes courage, but you got it.
们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，careless 形容词，粗心的，不谨慎的。apologize 动词，道歉。responsible 形容词，负起责任的。pressure 动词，施加压力。courage 名词，勇气。接着我们来看文法的部分。Get a hold of oneself 某人自己控制情绪，冷静下来。Zoe explained what happened after she got a hold of herself. Zoe 在冷静下来后，说明了事发经过。At fault 有错的，应负责任的。The police found that Jay was at fault for the accident. 警方查出这起事故是 Jay 的责任。Take the blame 承担责任。Jill took the blame for the bad plan. Jill 为这个糟糕的计划承担责任。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, 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 it's Kiwi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
And today we're talking about cilantro.
Yes, lately Taiwan has been crazy over this little green guy. You can't leave the house without seeing everything flavored with cilantro.
We are actually going to try some of those things in upcoming episodes. So it only makes sense that we learn more about this little green plant.
Can you please stop that? You are making my beautiful hair smell like cilantro and it's very overpowering.
So first off, what is this fragrant green plant even called? Because some people might have said cilantro or coriander. Well, that all depends on where in the world you are. In the US, cilantro refers to the plant's leaves, and coriander are its seeds. But in the UK or in Australia, coriander refers to the whole plant.
And fun fact, this little green guy looks a lot like this guy. This guy is called parsley. They look alike, but they are totally different. Cilantro is a must-have in a lot of Asian cuisine. But did you know that it's been around for thousands of years? It first grew in the Mediterranean, and the ancient Egyptians even used it as medicine. So much so that they put coriander seeds inside of King Tut's tomb because they believed it provided spiritual protection on his journey to the afterlife.
Wow, I can't believe this plant has been around for thousands of years.
I think I could use a little protection.
Not everybody is as excited about cilantro as Winnie and I here, though, but it's because of their genes. Some people have a gene where they become super sensitive to a chemical in the cilantro that actually makes it taste like soap. So it's not their fault that they don't like cilantro. It's actually in their DNA.
I'm definitely happy I don't have that gene. I'm glad that we got to learn a little bit more about one of my favorite things to eat.
So stay tuned for upcoming episodes where we try these mysterious cilantro flavored foods together.
Well, that's all we have for today. Remember to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you just don't know how.
Kiwi later.